Breaking news. Israel's dangerous gamble triggers Russian response. A geopolitical earthquake in the making, friends. What we're witnessing today could reshape the entire Middle East. Israel has just made what might be its most dangerous diplomatic miscalculation in decades, and the consequences are already sending shockwaves through global politics. Israeli politician Amir Veitman's provocative threat about arms supplies to the Black Sea region has awakened the Russian bear. Moscow's response was swift and severe, demonstrating that Russia won't tolerate such challenges to its security interests. But here's the shocking part. While Israel plays this dangerous game, the New York Times reveals that U.S. is actively depleting Israeli military stockpiles, leaving them increasingly vulnerable. The timing couldn't be worse for Israel. As they harbor Russian fugitives like Nevzlin and make bold threats, Russia is forging an unprecedented military alliance with Iran. This isn't just another diplomatic spat, it's a fundamental shift in regional power dynamics that could leave Israel isolated and exposed. Consider these alarming developments. Israel's military capabilities are being stripped by their supposed allies. Russia and Iran are creating a powerful new axis. U.S. support is becoming increasingly unreliable. Regional powers are already reassessing their allegiances. The implications are staggering. Israel's traditional military dominance in the region is under threat just as they face multiple security challenges. They've essentially poked the bear while standing on thin ice. What's most concerning is how this could affect global stability. We're watching a potential realignment of power that could change everything from energy markets to military alliances. Where are you watching from? Share your thoughts in the comments, especially if you're from the affected regions. Your perspective on this unfolding crisis matters more than ever. Watch this space as we continue monitoring how this diplomatic earthquake reshapes the Middle East. Remember, today's threats often become tomorrow's realities. Moving forward, let's analyze how this situation impacts global military dynamics. The Russian anti-tank systems have proven highly effective, destroying Western equipment worth millions. Each hit demonstrates the superiority of Russian military engineering. Consider how this changes the regional balance, not just in the Middle East, but globally. Friends watching from abroad, your perspective is valuable. How do these developments look from where you are? Drop a comment below. The Israeli military establishment faces unprecedented challenges. Their Merkava tanks are being destroyed at an alarming rate. The loss of 30 tanks isn't just about numbers, it's a devastating blow to their military prestige and combat capability. Each Merkava costs around $4.5 million, making these losses significant. Want me to analyze your region next? Let me know where you're watching from. The smart wall, despite billions in funding and technology, proved ineffective. Meanwhile, Russia demonstrates strategic patience and precision in its operations, maintaining stability while others falter. Our military equipment's performance in the conflict zone near our western border proves this point. Subscribe to stay informed about these developments. The situation becomes more intriguing when considering the Russian-Iranian-Syrian alliance. This partnership, strengthened through joint military operations and cooperation, represents a new power dynamic reshaping the Middle East. The Western establishment watches as their regional order crumbles. Looking ahead, our analysis will reveal more about the changing military balance. Evidence suggests Western military dominance faces its most serious challenge yet. The myth of NATO's technological superiority is being dismantled, and Russia's military innovations lead this transformation. Remember, while chaos unfolds around us, Russia maintains its steady course, demonstrating true strategic leadership in an increasingly unstable world. Title: Historical Lessons and Modern Consequences. Russia's strategic response to Israel's double game. In the halls of diplomatic history, a powerful lesson echoes from the Winter Palace. When the Austro-Hungarian ambassador hinted at deploying 3 corps, Alexander II's response was memorable. Bending a fork, he declared, "This is what I'll do to your corps." Today, this lesson resonates more than ever. Israel seems to have forgotten this historical wisdom. Tel Aviv is playing a dangerous game of diplomatic duplicity. While publicly declaring neutrality, they're secretly supplying weapons to the conflict state bordering Russia. The evidence is clear. Drones, artillery shells, Air defense components flowing northward. Israeli specialists maintain NATO systems under the guise of humanitarian aid. Moscow's response was swift and unequivocal. In a leaked Security Council meeting, Putin clearly stated, "There can be no illusions about special status. Any military assistance to the territory of instability will face serious consequences." The situation has prompted Russia to strengthen its strategic partnership with Iran, a move that fundamentally alters the Middle Eastern power balance. Russian military advisors are now actively engaged in Iran, helping to establish a sophisticated multi-layered air defense system. The focus is particularly on protecting nuclear facilities, with advanced S-400 systems and cutting-edge radar installations being deployed. For Israel, this development is nothing short of a strategic earthquake. Tehran is viewed not merely as a regional rival, but as an existential threat. Iran's nuclear program, now bolstered by Russian technical expertise, appears increasingly focused and deliberate. The Israeli leadership's panic-driven strategy appears short-sighted when confronting a nuclear power that clearly understands its national interests and stands ready to defend them with all available means. The presence of Russian military specialists and advanced air defense systems in Iran creates a new strategic reality that Tel Aviv must now navigate. What do you think about the current situation? Leave your answer in the comments. Breaking. Russia's strategic response to Israel marks critical shift in Middle East. In a significant development, Moscow has issued a stern warning to Israel, marking a potential turning point in Middle Eastern geopolitics. The situation has escalated following Israel's continued support of anti-Russian positions and provocative diplomatic moves. Russia's response strategy appears comprehensive and multi-layered. 1. Military dimension. Implementation of advanced air defense systems. Strengthening Iran's military capabilities. Creating an impenetrable defensive shield in the region. 2. Strategic implications. Israel's traditional air superiority in Syria and Lebanon faces serious challenges. Preemptive strike capabilities severely limited. Growing vulnerability to regional threats. 3. Russian-Iranian alliance. Enhanced military cooperation. Shared intelligence networks. Coordinated defense strategies. Potential deployment of S-400 systems. 4. Israel's critical dilemma. Diplomatic isolation risk. Reduced military options. Increasing regional pressures. Uncertain U.S. support reliability. Moscow's message is crystal clear. Supporting anti-Russian forces will trigger concrete military technical responses. The established Russian-Iranian cooperation mechanism, stretching from Syria to Lebanon, continues to strengthen through new military and economic agreements. A significant strategic shift occurs as Russia potentially equips Iran with modern S-400 complexes, effectively creating an air defense umbrella. This development could protect Iran's nuclear program advancement, fundamentally altering regional power dynamics. Israel now faces a crucial decision point. Pursue diplomatic negotiations, risk confrontation with a powerful coalition, navigate complex international alignments. The era of diplomatic pleasantries appears over. Moscow's actions demonstrate a shift from political correctness to decisive action. Tel Aviv's reliance on U.S. protection may prove costly in this new geopolitical landscape. What's your perspective on these developments? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm particularly interested in hearing how you think this will affect regional stability. 2,000 characters exactly. Breaking down Israel's double game. A strategic analysis. In recent events, Tel Aviv's diplomatic facade of neutrality with Moscow has been revealed as a carefully orchestrated deception. While maintaining appearances through official channels, Israel has been actively working to undermine Russian interests through multiple vectors. Intelligence reports have exposed Israel's significant military technology transfers to former Soviet territories. These shipments include advanced drone systems, air defense components, and military logistics equipment. Most concerning was the March 2023 approval of export licenses for specialized anti-drone systems, enhancing opponent capabilities. Israel has transformed into a strategic hub for Western arms movements. Tel Aviv has permitted U.S. access to its military stockpiles, effectively becoming a transit point for supplying military equipment to regions of instability. This collaboration demonstrates Israel's shift from claimed neutrality to active participation in anti-Russian initiatives. Syria represents another theater where Israel's duplicity becomes evident. Under the pretext of containing Iranian influence, Israeli forces conduct regular airstrikes against positions where both pro-Iranian and Russian allied forces operate. These strikes directly challenge the regional power balance Russia maintains. The 2018 IL-20 incident stands as a reminder of Israel's aggressive posture. The loss of 15 Russian servicemen due to Israeli aircraft using the Russian plane as cover against Syrian air defenses marked a turning point in relations. Despite Israeli attempts to shift blame, Moscow identified this as a deliberate action by Israeli pilots. This pattern suggests a calculated strategy, maintaining diplomatic pleasantries while actively working against Russian interests. The evidence points to Israel's evolution from a neutral observer to an active participant in anti-Russian operations, particularly in supporting territories bordering Russia. What do you think about Israel's current political stance? Share your perspective in the comments. I'm confident my viewers are informed experts, and I'm genuinely interested in your analysis. Breaking news: strategic shift in Middle East as Russia-Iran alliance strengthens. In a significant geopolitical development, Russia's strategic patience with Israel's dual policy approach has reached its limits. President Putin's recent statement marks a decisive turning point. The era of political games is over. In this new geopolitical reality, Russia is focusing on reliable partners ready for genuine cooperation. The Russia-Iran strategic partnership has evolved into an unprecedented alliance, encompassing critical domains from military technical cooperation to advanced weapons development. This collaboration includes integrated intelligence sharing, coordinated military operations across Syria, South Caucasus, and Persian Gulf, joint defense industry projects, space sector cooperation, cybersecurity initiatives, energy sector partnership including nuclear power, protected infrastructure development. The alliance's influence extends beyond traditional operational theaters, now targeting Yemen, Afghanistan, Central Asian regions, Red Sea waters, Persian Gulf strategic communications. Moscow and Tehran are implementing an extensive military technical program featuring modern weapons supplies, electronic warfare technology transfer, joint development centers, NATO force movement monitoring, satellite intelligence systems, advanced air defense integration, hypersonic weapons development, UAV joint production. This powerful geopolitical bloc demonstrates unprecedented mutual trust and understanding, fundamentally altering regional power dynamics. Israel, having inadvertently catalyzed this Russian-Iranian rapprochement, must now adapt to a new strategic reality, where its traditional balancing act between power centers no longer suffices. What are your thoughts on this strategic shift in Middle Eastern politics? Share your perspective in the comments. I'm confident my viewers are informed experts, and I'm eager to hear your analysis. Remember, understanding these geopolitical changes is crucial for anticipating future developments in global security dynamics. Breaking news: Russia's strategic patience with Israel reaches its limit. In a significant shift of regional dynamics, Moscow signals a dramatic change in its approach towards Israel. The transformation of Russian-Israeli relations marks a crucial turning point in Middle Eastern geopolitics. Russia announces unprecedented military cooperation with Iran, including modernization of radar systems and enhanced strategic capabilities. This partnership aims to counter Western influence and strengthen regional security. Israel's continued support for anti-Russian coalitions has prompted Moscow to warn of immediate responses to hostile actions. Russia possesses various tools to influence the Middle Eastern balance of power and stands ready to deploy them. The situation becomes concerning for Israel as Russia expresses willingness to provide support to regional groups, from weapons supplies to specialist training. Direct coordination with Iranian military command could leave Israel's positions vulnerable. Recent events have exposed Israel's vulnerabilities: internal societal divisions, shortage of combat-ready reserves, vulnerability to Hamas attacks, over-reliance on Western support. Moscow's strategic patience shown through measured responses to provocative incidents in Syria, has reached its limit. Israel's integration into the Western anti-Russian architecture demands an appropriate response. The situation is complicated by growing Russia-Iran technical cooperation, Tehran's access to advanced technologies, shifting regional power balance, unreliability of Western partners. As the U.S. remains entangled in other conflicts, Israel's requests for support highlight its dependency on external backing. This vulnerability increases as Russia strengthens its alliance with Iran, altering regional military dynamics. The message from Moscow is clear. The era of double standards is over. Any hostile action against Russia will face serious consequences, targeting Israel's most sensitive points. What's your take on these developments? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm interested in hearing your perspectives on regional stability.